everybody, Alicia G here with the New Release Wednesday show, and we are here with Mike Slade of Uncanny Nerd and Lifechasers.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your show, Uncanny Nerd, first.
Yeah, so Uncanny Nerd is our kind of media nerd hub that we're trying to start up, and we've had the Facebook page for quite a bit now. A lot of stuff on there. Facebook is really good just about sharing other people's stuff, though. It's not really a place where you can write your own articles or do anything like that. So we just started up a website this week, so uncannynerd.com. Check that out. Not much content yet, but we're building it up. Another big one we have is our YouTube channel, which is where I have all the fun. So on YouTube, we're doing comic book and movie reviews, just talking about stuff, doing roundtable discussions like we did right after the Black Panther movie came out. We have Uncanny Nerd Battles where we do debates about who would win in fights. We have Quickies, which is like a quick 5-minute drop of knowledge. Like we had one about Namor.
Namor's great.
Yeah, and all the things he did before other superheroes. Like Namor was the first superhero to fly. It wasn't Superman, it was Namor with his little ankle wings.
Superman leapt tall buildings.
Exactly. Namor was the first superhero to fight in World War II. It wasn't Cap, it wasn't Superman. DC characters were all fighting little like street level villains at the time. They hadn't graduated yet, but Namor was the first one to actually jump into World War II, which is a pretty cool thing. So little videos like that where you just take 5 minutes to drop some knowledge about stuff, and that's what our YouTube's about.
Always a good thing. Always good to learn more obscure facts about comic book characters you might not be interested in. Even though Namor is Marvel's oldest character and stuff,
he actually predates. He predates Marvel Comics.
So and a lot of people don't realize that, and Namor is so underappreciated. I'm still waiting for a Namor movie.
It'd be amazing.
They need to do it. So, okay, so you just put out Lifechasers, correct?
Yeah, so I wrote...
Hold that up.
I've been reading comics since the 80s. I love comics. I have a novel I wrote that's a lot easier. Well, I mean, easier is definitely depending on what you're talking about. But that one, that's just me. I needed an editor to help out, still self-published, but it was mostly just me with the creative process of that. But I said, you know what, I want to make a comic book. So I just did it. I just made a comic. That's something everyone wants to do, I think, is, if I can make my own comics, well, I just went and did it. I didn't wait for permission. I didn't wait for finding a publisher. I just did it myself. I hired an art team, did the printing all myself. But this is my little baby, Lifechasers, heavily inspired from some of my favorite X-Men stories. Actually, I'm a huge X-Men junkie. Claremont's run in the X-Men it was an absolute addiction to me.
Claremont invented some of the most iconic X-Men characters.
Absolutely. Claremont invented some of the most iconic X-Men characters in Avengers. I mean, I don't know.
This is true.
Because he just went everywhere. So it's the themes I see there have always been near and dear to my heart. What Lifechasers deals with a lot is people who are different. And some of those people can do extraordinary things. And so how does society then treat all of them, even the non-dangerous ones? They're okay. Well, now they're all a threat. If you look like that, now you're a threat. And that's not only an X-Men theme, that's very much a theme, I think, in America and the world, where people are judged by, oh, you look a certain way, I'm sure you're a bad guy just because of that. So when I wrote the book, I really wanted to attack that theme in a new way, looking at some new ideas with it. What I wanted to focus on is not so much the aspect of the different ways society treats them, but how they can have so many different ways of reacting back to society. That's what Lifechasers is about.
And I feel that's a theme that no matter what period of time we're dealing with, unfortunately, that's a theme that's always going to resonate, that's always going to be there.
I mean, you're reading this book, not this book, you're reading, I'm going to go back to the X-Men here, we're going to be an X-Men plug, that's what this video is going to be.
Oh, I feel like half of my videos are always X-Men plugs, that's fine.
So, you look back at the old videos, or at the old comics.
From yesterday. She doesn't recognize me.
You look back at the old comics, and you're thinking, man, this theme will never last. This is a 60s theme, or this is a 70s theme. Oh, they're bringing it up again in the 90s. It's a 90s theme. We're almost at 2020, and it's still that same freaking theme. It's actually more prevalent now.
It's on the news all the time.
You see it all the time. So I really want to attack it. I got 3 main characters. 2 of them are a brother and a sister. You got Jade and Nikki. And, their reactions are totally different, how they want to deal with things. Nikki, you can see he has a little star marking on his face. That's what, like, his identifier as one of these extraordinary people. He wants to cover it up. He wants to wear makeup to school so no one knows that he's one of these people. He just wants to hide it. While his sister, she's like, no, you know what? No, I'm going to change other people's opinion, and if that has to be by force, then it has to be by force. So she's really, they're 2 different extremes on how to deal with it. Oba, the gentleman in the center, he's going to be kind of like the grounding force for the team going forward, and more of that central leader to pull them onto a path where they can actually start solving their problems collectively.
And I feel like that a theme like that right now, and from a fresh take where it's something completely new, because we're all used to the X-Men story that sometimes people forget that it started out as a political story.
Absolutely.
So coming in with a fresh take, you might be able to appreciate that theme a lot better. So where can people find Lifechasers?
Lifechasers, if you go to uncannynerd.com, it's not there yet. It's going to be there super soon. You're going to be able to purchase it from there. And I'll ship you one. I'll sign it and everything. You could also be able to get the digital copy from there. That storefront's currently under construction, but it's going to be there very soon.
Excellent. So what other social media can we find you on? If people want to stay up to date on what's going on.
I am horrible with social media. I am like the worst. Try to be a media public relation. I just started on Twitter maybe 2 weeks ago. So we had the Uncanny Nerd account for a while. I never did anything with it. I had another guy do some stuff every now and again, but I pretty much left it alone. I've just started getting on there. So that one is Uncanny_Nerd for Twitter. Instagram is going to be Uncanny Nerd. Same with Facebook, facebook.com/Uncanny Nerd. And youtube.com/Uncanny Nerd.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking to us today, Mike. And you guys, once it's available in the store, check out Lifechasers #1 and subscribe to their channels.
Awesome.
All right. Once again, this is Alicia G for the New Release Wednesday show, and we will see you guys later.
Thank you.